We are always fortunate to have farm fresh meats in the kitchen. Today's food sounds like a spread of fantasticness.
That is exactly right, Joe. We are here with farm fresh meats. And what are you cooking up for us today?
Today I'm making two of my favorite game day party foods. These are meant to please a crowd. So the first thing that I'm doing is what I like to call a giant party Philly. The second thing is going to be trash can nachos, which I'm going to talk about those here in a little bit. But here is the components that we have for the Philly cheesesteak. So super easy. And I also wanted to let you guys know that this is all stuff that you can prep a day or so in advance to make your day of much easier. So what I've done is I just bought some French bread dough in the refrigerated section, 2 of these, and I put them in the bottom of a bundt pan to create my own French bread big huge loaf that we're going to load our Philly mix on.
I like that.
Thanks. Now this Philly cheesesteak mixture here, I made this yesterday on like a Blackstone flat top, which I really think is the best way to prepare Philly cheesesteak. You want to chop it up really fine. You want to get a good crust on it. So I just warmed this up in the oven today, but this is made with shaved ribeye from Farm Fresh Meats. So we take a whole ribeye roast and we do a par freeze to it, and then we shave it very, very thin so you can create steak sandwiches.
I was going to say, you definitely need to get that meat in there. I wasn't sure if we had those photos of what exactly that looks like if you were to pick it up from Farm Fresh Meats, just some of that fresh meat. There you go. That's what it looked like cooking yesterday.
Yes, and I mean the ribeye already itself is so incredibly tender. You're not wanting to cook ribeye in this state at a medium rare, which a lot of people do for the steak. You do want to get a full cook on it to where you have a nice crust, and then you combine it with your onions and your peppers. And I took some Cheese Whiz, which is pretty traditional with Philly cheesesteaks, as well as some white American cheese. And then I just mixed all of that in. So now we have our beautiful filling, and we're just going to add this to the bottom part of our French bread cooked dough here to create our sandwich.
I see some peppers mixed in there as well.
Yes, we have green bell pepper and onion, and then I just sprinkled a little bit of garlic powder and salt and pepper on there to give it a little extra flavor.
I was gonna say, y'all can't smell this right now, but it really does just smell like a Philly cheesesteak. Smells really good. Sorry.
That's okay. And so this is meant to feed a crowd. This will feed 8 to 10 people, depending on how big you cut the servings. Now, when you see these trash can nachos here in a little while, this is just crazy. A showstopper, like I said earlier. This will probably feed up to 20 people because it's just packed full of chips, ground beef, all kinds of really good nacho type stuff, but it's presented in a way that's a little bit different and unique. So you're not going to go to any game day party and see this all the time.
I was going to say, you already have the big game day spread here going on. You got your Auburn, your Alabama, but then also fixing up this is once you put the meat on there, is it done? Do you need to cook it any longer?
Yeah, no, you do not have to cook this any longer. And this is another thing that can sit out at room temperature, and it's still going to be just as delicious as it was when it first came out of the oven. I actually like for it to set up a little bit so it doesn't just goo out everywhere whenever you cut it. But yeah, I mean, it's very, very easy. You can add lettuce or tomato or any other like fresh topping that you may want to. You know, you can just make it your own if you want. Yeah, but this is just kind of classic flavors here today.
Perfect. It looks like you made a bunch there too, so that way you can go ahead and have multiple of those. Perfect game day food.
Yes.
I can definitely tell that this one's going to be a crowd pleaser, easy to eat with your hands too. But coming up in just a little bit, we're going to check back in with you to make these trash can nachos with Joe. Really excited to see that, especially it goes in here, so it'll be nice. The nice little game day spread. We'll have all those details coming up soon.
Such a fun cooking segment today with Erin from Farm Fresh Meats. Good to see you as always.
Thank you, Joe. You too, bud.
All right, so we're going to tell you about a giant party Philly later in the show, but this time we're focusing on these trash can nachos. We were just talking, I was in Vegas at Guy Fieri's restaurant, and that's when I first had trash can nachos.
He is the inspiration behind the trash can nachos. You know, if you're somebody like me and somebody like Guy Fieri, you try to think outside the box. When it comes to game day, nachos are something that naturally come to mind, but a regular platter of nachos, that's okay.
It's fine.
But, you know, a tower of nachos is a showstopper.
Now we're cooking. Now we're talking. All right, so what have you done so far? What's going on in this thing right here?
All right, so I just made a super quick cheese sauce in the segment between the first and second segment here. All it was 2 tablespoons of butter that I melted, and then I put in 2 tablespoons of flour and cooked that for about a minute. Added 2 cups of milk, and then once the milk and the flour mixture started to thicken, I took it off of the heat and added in 2 cups of shredded cheddar cheese. Now it's really important that you shred your own cheese. I don't like already shredded cheese that has some fillers and stuff in it that just doesn't give you that really good creamy taste.
Yeah, you want the real deal.
You do, yes. Also, what I did is I fried at home yesterday my own chips.
And I had one of these, and it was one of the best chips I've ever had. So tell us how you did that.
Really good. All this is a package of white corn tortillas that I got from any grocery store. I cut the tortillas into 4 pieces. It gave me 120 chips per pack.
Okay.
So, I mean, you really are getting a lot of bang for your buck, and the flavor is excellent. Besides that, we just have some black bean and pinto beans that I've cooked with some cumin and garlic powder. Our beautiful fresh farm fresh meats ground beef. Now we grind this fresh each and every day, all throughout the day, out of whole choice grade shoulder clods. So the taste and the flavor is just so much better than what you get pre-packed off of the grocery store shelves. A lot of times for big box grocery stores, they have to put certain stabilizers in their meat in order to keep that nice pretty red color. We don't do anything like that at Farm Fresh. This is fresh, done all the time. More cheddar cheese over here. I did some pickled red onion. So all this is just some red onion that I sliced. I put some salt and lime juice on and let it sit overnight. Then I've got some fresh jalapeno, some cilantro, sour cream, and salsa, and we're gonna start building.
All right, we're going to start building that. Also, you eat with your eyes first. I love all the different colors, especially that bright, vibrant color you got with those pickled onions there, too. Hey, I want to ask you, what type of oil did you fry the chips in?
I did peanut oil, but you could do like a vegetable oil or canola oil if you have an allergy to peanut oil. I just feel like the flavor is really good, and that's something that I've always used. So what I'm doing is I'm starting by just putting a little bit of this cheese sauce on the bottom here, just to kind of create a glue for everything, okay? And then I'm going to start adding chips, and we're just going to layer all of this stuff in a pretty particular manner, so that way we make sure to cover all the edges. And we want a lot of the cheese sauce and a lot of the sour cream to wind up on the outside here, because that's going to kind of help keep the tower in place.
I like that. So if anyone has any game day needs, whether you're looking to make this with some pure premium ground beef or cook out some steaks or whatever it is, you can help them with whatever they're trying to accomplish when it comes to the meat aspect at Farm Fresh, correct?
Definitely. Now, and these nachos you can make your own. You could do this with smoked brisket, pulled pork, you could do it with chicken. You can make so many different varieties. And on top of the nachos, so we already have smoked meats ready for you every Friday and Saturday. I'm so happy that game day is back. It's college football season, even though my team almost messed up this weekend. It's still a lot of fun. So we have smoked chicken wings, pig wings, all kinds of stuff.
A W is a W.
A W is a W.
Still rolling on.
A very nerve-wracking one.
Yeah, it was definitely nerve-wracking.
Yes.
All right, y'all. She's going to continue to build these trash can nachos. We'll show you that and get back to that giant party Philly when we return with Erin from Farm Fresh Meats. Thanks a lot, Erin.
Thanks, Joe.
So much excitement here in the kitchen with Erin from Farm Fresh Meats. We've got our big reveals of what we've been working on today. Erin, tell the folks about it.
Woo, all right, so we have finished up our giant party Philly that you can see in the front here. This is just some refrigerated French bread dough, 2 loaves actually that I put into a bundt pan and baked. Sliced it in half, slapped some mayonnaise on both halves, and then put my delicious Philly cheesesteak mix all inside of it. Now you can totally make this your own. Mine has onion, bell pepper, cheese whiz, and white American cheese, along with the shaved ribeye that you can only get from Farm Fresh Meats. We can sell that to you in whatever quantity you want, ½ pound, 1 pound, 2 pounds, and we do a lot of it. So that's ready to go. Now we're ready to unveil our trash can nachos.
And this will be fun because whatever happens here happens when you've got trash can nachos, so we'll see how it all turns out.
I'm a little nervous. I did this with my mom yesterday, and I mean, it was a success, but it was also a bit scary. So what I did is I just layered my homemade cheese sauce on the bottom, then my homemade chips, then the ground beef, then beans, extra shredded cheese, some fresh jalapenos, some sour cream, and some salsa. And I did that all the way until I got to the very top. Now we're about to put a plate over the top and invert it.
Wow.
I'm nervous.
I like your crimson plate there to go along with your outfit as well.
Thank you. Okay, here we go.
Ooh, nice.
All right, now.
Good inversion so far.
Okay, we're doing good. And
whatever happens, it happens.
and it's
Stuck
trying to come.
a little bit. There you go.
Well, halfway coming out. It worked better for my mom yesterday.
Well, here's
Let's
the
see.
good news. What you have right there is enough for me to eat, so I can go to town on that. I like that.
Yeah, but the point is to have this really tall tower, you know,
Yeah.
and it is a little bit difficult to be able to get everything.
Ooh,
There we go.
Sounds like something's happening.
Is coming out now. Either way, it
Yay.
can be messy, and this is something that we're going to stop there right now.
Sure.
And I'm just going to top it with a few extra chips, some fresh cilantro, some fresh jalapeno, some pickled red onion, just lots of good, yummy stuff that makes this extra fresh and delicious.
How good does that look, y'all? That looks amazing. Can't wait to try this out. Hey, guys, for game day, all your needs you can pick up at Farm Fresh Meats. And then something we also talked about last time, which I do want to mention one time before we go here, is the family packs and custom packs that you can put
Yes.
together for people if they want to get a bunch of stuff to take with them in the store and have some quality meats for a long time.
Right, yes. So we do a lot of freezer packages for people. And the great thing about the freezer packages that we make is that they're totally customizable. You can get what you want. We wrap it in freezer paper in as little as half-pound packs, 1 steak per pack, 1 pork chop per pack. You get to customize and tailor it, and then it's wrapped in freezer paper so it can just go directly into your freezer for up to 6 months. We offer so many fresh products, fresh sausages, bacon, the ground beef, steaks, shaved ribeye. We do lots of smoked meats on the weekends. If you're looking for meat headquarters, Farm Fresh Meats is where it's at.
In Robertsdale, you don't want to miss it. So much goodness. Take a look at these amazing nachos. Even though we didn't get the full tower effect, that looks fantastic.
It does, but
It's all right. It's all right. Great stuff at Farm Fresh Meats, y'all. Go check it out.